So do you know that if you buy from any online platform and the item gets in your country, you're still going to pay an additional amount, which is almost the amount you paid for the particular item? Yeah, I guess you didn't know. Let's get straight to it. So being someone that I've been buying and spending a whole lot of time on these online platforms and buying a whole bunch of items on these online platforms, I believe I'm the right person to give you the guidelines and opinions and thoughts about this whole buy and sell logic. I'm gonna use the eBay platform for example. Buying on eBay, when you scroll down to a particular item or whichever item that you want to buy, it also comes with information underneath on the platform, and this information consists whether you're going to pay for a custom fee or custom duty amount or pay taxes or whatever. You're not gonna receive the item just like that and go away with it. Nope. So assuming you bought something on eBay, for instance a laptop that costs roughly South African rand of 10,000 rands, when the item gets in your country, you're still going to pay an amount almost half the cost that you pay for the particular item. But yes, before you get into or jump into conclusion, hear me out. Okay, so this custom fees or duties does not apply to all items or every item on the platform. It's just for some of the items and especially the expensive items. So if you're buying something of a smaller amount, let's say a phone battery or lights, home appliances, those are very small and they do not cost much. Therefore, you don't have to pay a huge sum of amounts to declare the item at customs. But sometimes you tend to get it free without paying anything, any penny. You just have to go to the post office or wherever and collect your item. But sometimes when you get to the post office, they also do calculations and tell you, hey, this is the amount that you need to pay, and if you don't pay it, you have to go home, because they will send the item back to where it came from. There's a camera that I bought some time ago, Canon EOS R. I paid South African rands about 2,500 for it. And I thought, yo, that was it, because the price of the camera is way expensive. I don't need to pay any other. And do not get confused, okay? The delivery fee and whatever amount that you pay for the item to get into your country is different from the custom fees. So if you buy an item for 25,000 and pay delivery cost of 2,000 or 1,000, that is not a custom fees. When the item arrives, you're still going to pay an additional cost of, I don't know, whichever calculations that it may be. But it's nothing lesser than 5% of the item. You're really going to pay, trust me. But like I said, it all depends on the value of the item, because they calculate custom based on the value of the particular item that you are buying. So anything above 5,000, I think anything above 1,000 rands, you're definitely going to pay for custom fees. But they do differ depending on the value of the item, and also sometimes it also depends on the shipping method that you use. So if you use post office, you might pay customs also, but it's a bit lesser than using DHL, Aramex, FedEx, and a whole bunch of those luxury shipping methods. So it all depends on the type of shipping method you also use, but just bear in mind that custom duties, these are something that you can hardly skip. It's very tough to skip this. I've tried as much as possible in different method to hide and get away with this type of fees, but I'm also gonna share how I managed to also do away with it. So stay tuned and hear me out. So before the item is being shipped to your country or to you, before the item even gets to the post office for shipping or whatever, just inform the person who you are buying from. I know it's not every seller that's going to agree to it, but it's worth the try. You need to communicate with the person that is selling from whichever country. Communicate with them once you buy or win an eBay bid or auction or Amazon or whatever. Just talk to them that, hey, is it possible for you to label this item as gift? So when you label the item as gift, they do not tend to give you a expensive cost. So it's more like your parents or your friends sending you something from overseas. And also another thing that you need to also declare is the person should declare the amount a bit lesser than what you bought. So assuming you bought a camera which cost 20,000 South African rands, or let's say $1,500, you do not have to stick that same amount on it. So you just need to have an agreement with the seller that, hey, due to custom charges and this and that, is it possible? I know I paid this amount for the item. I'm aware I paid that, but can you please declare it a bit lesser than what you bought it for, so I can at least pay lesser charges. So the person might say yes, the person might say no. It all depends on who you are dealing with. I mean, you have the upper end. If the person says no, you can still decide not to pay. So you look for something a bit lesser. But if the person agrees, then I guess it will help both of you. But the downside is if the person declares that the item is lesser than what you paid initially, eBay or whichever platform also tend to give them issues if ever they find out. So it's a win-win, but they don't always find out. But it's just for safety reasons. Some people prefer not to do that, but if ever they do, they have to decrease the amount. So if the person doesn't declare it and he declares the amount same exactly as you paid for it, let's say 30,000 or 10,000, then you should be willing to pay an extreme cost for the custom fee. It all depends, like I said, also with the shipping method that you use. Sometimes if you use the fastest shipping option like DHL, you tend to also pay more custom duties because it's supposed to have arrived to you in 3 months, but you fasted it and then everything got here in a week. So obviously you should be ready to face the fees. And this is something that I've personally experienced, and I feel like this whole process that I'm telling you, it's based on personal experience, and I've also tried different logics and ways to see if I can get my ways around it. So another way that you can do away with this whole problems or paying too much money for, customs are very much expensive. I remember when the day I paid almost half the cost of an item, I almost cried, and the videos are up on my channel. I think I labeled it post office what I'll try to link it in the description. It's crazy because it will come as a surprise. You will never know. You think, hey, you've got a message that your item is ready for collection. You're not just going there, you're definitely going to pay a huge amount of custom duties, and they're not gonna force you. It's a take it or leave it issue. And if you think they're charging you too much, you still have the chance to dispute, and they will take the item back to the authorities for them to redo the calculations and see if they can do something about it. But that is also a waste of time because when they take it in, it's gonna take some time and they'll waste your time, and so it's a problem. That's why you need to know this whole process and issues before you even intend to buy anything online. Yeah, let me put it that way. So another way that you can do away with it, like I was saying, is if ever you want to buy on any website, just try to get your way around it. Okay, so figure it out, because most of this online platform also indicate, especially with eBay, they indicate where the seller is coming from or where the seller is staying. So if ever the person is in Germany, USA, Mexico, wherever, just try to get your head around it. Okay, in Germany, before you buy the item. So in Germany, do you know someone that side? In wherever, do you know someone that side? And I believe that way will be also much better. So when you know someone that side, it becomes a bit easier. You just send the item directly to the person that you know and trust. So the person will hold on to the item when he receives it, and then you'll find a way out once it gets to your person or your friend or whatsoever. Yeah, sometimes when a family person is sending it, obviously you will know how to work on it. So they will just unwrap everything and then repackage everything. All the unnecessary packaging will have to be decreased, because most of the times they come with a huge box, and what the box normally does is it also increases the weight of it, and the weight also increases the amount. So you should also bear that in mind. And yeah, sometimes it's also for safety reasons, for you to be protected and all that, but the huge packaging also causes a huge cost. So I believe if you send it to someone and the person rearrange it for you, it will be also much better. And when the person send it through, they can also label it as a gift, and they can also declare almost nothing. They will say no, it is from them to you. So there's high chances that you're not going to pay anything or very little amount, unlike buying it straight from a seller who is going to label the cost that, hey, I'm selling this to this person, he paid this amount, and that is going to cause a whole lot of charges. So if you are new, like I said, do not forget, like, subscribe, and there's a whole lot coming. Let me also know what you think. Let me know what you have experienced. Let me know what you are going through. Let me know what your questions are, and I promise I'll answer everything. Thank you for coming, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.